the top 3 posing mistakes that family photographers make and how to fix them. So before we get started, if you are someone who is looking just for more ideas for poses for your family photos, especially ones that are natural, genuine, and authentic, I have a completely free resource for you that you can download down below, and it is my top 10 favorite of all time natural, authentic, genuine prompts and poses for family photos, and I think you're really going to love these. I go through all of the poses, how to achieve them, what I say to my families and especially to the kids to achieve each prompt, and then I go through variations, so tons of different ways you can use this to get completely different photos with the same prompt. So you could just take these 10 prompts to your next family session, literally put them in your back pocket, onto your phone, and just use these 10 prompts at your next family session, and you can walk away with a gallery of 150 amazing, genuine, authentic photos at your next family session. So I think you're really going to love this. So go ahead and download that completely for free. That'll be the first link in the description box down below. Okay, so let's go through the top 3 posing mistakes family photographers make and how to fix them. So number 1, this one drives me crazy, you guys, and I am so surprised how many photographers do this and how many photographers think it's okay. And I am not a judgmental person usually, but this one just drives me crazy. And it is when photographers show a photo on their phone to a client to try to achieve a certain pose, whether it's a photo that you took or a photo that someone else took. I understand the temptation to say like, hey, this is what I'm going for, and I think there's a time and a place to save work for inspiration. Like, it's okay to like look at Pinterest and draw inspiration from other photographers or even draw inspiration from your own work. It is not okay to show that to a client and say, okay, I want you to do this. One, because it does not lead to genuine, natural, authentic emotions and reactions from clients. How you do that is by incorporating a pose or an idea into what the family's natural personality is like, tailoring it specifically to them, and using your words to make it fun and create a fun and genuine environment for that pose to naturally happen. You cannot take a pose, especially like if you're a candid style of photographer, which I am. You couldn't take a photo that I have taken and say like, okay, the way to recreate this photo is like you put your nose right here and then he puts his nose right there and then you put your finger here. You just can't break it down like that. You have to know like what words to say to get like a natural, genuine response from people. And when you're using a more prompt style of photography, everyone's going to react differently, and that's the beauty of it, and that's kind of what helps tailor your photos and make them unique to each family. Is when I tell for example, if I tell kids like, okay, you're gonna pull mom and dad towards me, that prompt is gonna look different with every family. Some kids are gonna like to run, some kids are more shy and they're just gonna like pull their parents more slowly or more, I don't know. Just every family, no matter what the prompt is, every family's going to do it differently. And trying to say like, this is exactly where I want you to be makes it robotic, and you're going to get not genuine smiles and reactions. Not to mention, it just looks so unprofessional. If you're struggling with knowing how to explain a pose or a prompt to a client, try doing it with your own body, right? I do that all the time, especially for like sitting or laying down photos. It's easy for those to not look super photogenic. The way someone would naturally sit may not like make for a great photo. So what I do is I will lay down a blanket or whatever, and then I will do the pose and say, okay, dad, this is like a good masculine way to sit that looks good on camera. Because for dads especially, like the way that dads naturally sit usually shows the bottom of their feet, which is just not something I like to have on camera. So I show them like, this is a good natural way to sit that's like masculine but doesn't show the bottom of your feet. And then for girls, like here's how you like mermaid your legs and like look cute and feminine, and they may not like naturally sit that way. So I'll just go ahead and sit down and show them with my own body, like, okay, dad, here's what you're gonna do, and then mom, here's what you're gonna do, and then we'll help the kids get into position as well. So again, if you're having trouble like knowing how to pose or explaining a pose to your client, just do it with your own body. That's the best way to show them. Okay, number 2, and I think you're going to be really surprised by this, is I think it is a mistake to have a posing quote unquote system where you do the same poses every time with every family. And again, that's just because you're not going to end up with natural, authentic, genuine family photos. And you're going to end up with consistent photos, but you're going to end up with a boring gallery, and you're going to end up with clients who feel meh about their photos. They might like your photos, they might feel 7 out of 10 about your photos, but they're not going to feel 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10 about their photos, because they're going to feel like these are good, these are fine, but they're not us. They don't capture the essence of like this season of life in my family. They don't capture the essence of our personalities and like what makes our love and connection as a family unique. And so the way I teach it in my posing course is I teach you how to tailor your prompts and poses to each specific family. Of course, I teach you tons and tons of different prompts and poses, but I also teach you how to get to know your clients in a way that makes them feel seen and loved, in a way that allows you to observe them and what they naturally do in order to enhance it and truly make each prompt and pose unique to each family. And I also teach you how to know like what prompts to use with which families, so that you can truly tailor your sessions to make them authentic and make each of your galleries unique to that family and their personalities and the stage of life that they are in right now, and just their love and connection, which is unique for every family. So anyway, I really don't think you should have like a posing system where you do the same thing every single time. I would get so bored of that just as a photographer, and as a client, I just don't think it shows off the love and connection that's unique to each family. Okay, number 3 is not take control of this session. And if this is where you are, I have been there too. Like I'm not an extrovert. I am not someone who enjoys being the center of attention whatsoever. And so it took a long time when I first started photography for me to feel comfortable taking charge of a session. I used to think like, oh, I'll just be a candid photographer. Like I'll just kind of like be a fly on the wall and like take pictures of like people doing what they do naturally. And I think that is a cop-out. I think photographers just use that as an excuse to not learn how to pose people. Even if you want to be a natural, authentic, genuine, candid photographer, you still need to take control of the session and deliver those prompts and poses in the ways that are genuine and authentic and natural for your clients. So you still need to be the one creating that environment that's making everyone feel comfortable. You still need to be the one creating the space for those natural, fun, authentic family photos. And I think the best way to learn how to do this is by watching other photographers do it. So if you are interested in my new course, Mastering Authentic Connection, you can actually come shadow me behind the scenes at 4 different full family sessions, and you can hear in my voice exactly how I take control of the session, even as someone who does not like being the center of attention. You can hear what I say to my toddlers to make it super fun for them and to avoid toddler meltdowns while also getting them to do what I want, right? So I think that would be really helpful for you if you're someone who does not know how to take control of the session, or someone who thinks that you shouldn't, or thinks that you shouldn't need to take control of a session. Watch how I do it behind the scenes so you can see, like, you can take control of a session and still allow space for those natural, genuine, authentic moments to happen. So, are you making these 3 mistakes when it comes to posing your clients? And do you want to learn more helpful, authentic, natural, genuine prompts and poses to pose your clients in a way that feels candid and authentic? I want you to go ahead and download that free resource that I have for you down below, which is my top 10 favorite prompts for genuine and authentic and natural candid family photos. I think you're really going to love them. I am so excited for you to try them out at your next session. And if you want to dive even deeper, you can join my full posing course like I talked about. It's called Mastering Authentic Connection, the complete posing course for family photographers, where you get to learn all of my prompts and poses for every different type of family session, from families with toddlers and babies to families with older kids to extended family sessions. You'll get get to learn how I create an amazing client experience for my clients through posing. You'll get to learn how I prepare both myself and my clients for that natural style of photography, so that they're not just coming to the session looking at me like, what is going on? And you'll get to watch me photograph 4 full family sessions behind the scenes and hear exactly what I say to my clients to achieve each pose, and see how I create that environment that allows everyone to authentically be themselves. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I can't wait to see you next time.